The basics of this skirt is that it is made in panels. So there's like a front and back panel. Then you're going to, what I did was I made the front and back panel. Then I joined the two panels by the side before adding the ruffle. Alright guys, so you're going to make a chain. To make the swatch, you're going to make a slip knot first. Then you're going to chain in multiples of 2. So I'm just going to do 22 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So you want to make sure it's in multiples of 2. So after making a chain of 22, you're going to start working the half double crochet V-stitch. So you skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th chain from the hook, you do a half double crochet. You chain 1, then you do another half double crochet in that very same chain. So this is a half double crochet V-stitch. This chain 3 that we have skipped at the beginning serves as a half double crochet. Then this is a half double crochet V-stitch. After you've done that, you skip the next chain, and in the one after that you do a half double crochet V-stitch again. So you yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's another half double crochet V-stitch. So you skip the next chain. In the chain after that, you do the half double crochet V-stitch. So that is what you're just going to be doing till you get to the very last chain. You're just going to do the half double crochet V-stitch, then you skip the next chain, and the next chain do the half double crochet V-stitch. All right, so I'm approaching the end now. So I have 2 chains left, and in this last chain I'm just going to put 1 half double crochet. And it completes row 1. So that is for row 1. So you remember I said at the beginning that this chain 3 that we skipped serves as a half double crochet. So that's why at the end you also have to put just 1 half double crochet so that it can be balanced. Okay, so for row 2 you are going to chain 1, flip the work, and then insert a half double crochet on top the half double crochet in row 1. Then for the rest of this project, you're going to be working in the chain 1 space of the half double crochet V-stitches. So you're going to put a half double crochet V-stitch in the chain 1 space, and you're just going to keep doing that till you get to the end of row 2. So look at it. In the chain 1 space, you put a half double crochet there. Okay, chain 1, put another half double crochet. That's the half double crochet V-stitch. So you keep putting half double crochet V-stitches in the chain 1 spaces of row 1, and that will complete row 2. When you get to the end, on top this chain 3, you're going to put just 1 half double crochet, and then you're going to repeat row 2 back and forth until you get 5 rows of this, and I'll tell you what to do after that. So I have done 5 rows, and this is where you really want to pay attention. You can also get a pen and paper just in case. So since I've done 5 rows, okay, I can measure the width of this. I want to measure how wide it is. So I'll put my tape here. So this is how I'm measuring it. Put my tape here. Then I'm going to like stretch it, stretch it well. So you can see that it measures 8 inches. this is 8 inches wide. So I did 22 chains, and so 22 chains gave me an 8-inch wide width. Just keep that in mind, write it down. So it's time to do a little bit of calculation, and this is the most important part. So remember, we chained 22. We did 22 chains we used 22 chains to do the swatch, and 22 chains gave us a width of 8 inches. So when we finished the project, when we finished the swatch, we had something that was 8 inches wide, remember. So now you want to know how many chains you have to do to give you half of your hip measurement. So half of my hip measurement is 20.5 inches. So I represent this with X. So X chains will give me 20.5 inches. So you're just going to cross multiply. Remember the basic mathematics we did. So it's going to be 22 times 20.5 equal to 8 times X, which is 8X. So that is 22 times 20.5 equals 8X. So 22 times 20.5 is 451 equals 8x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8, cancel, and 451 divided by 8 is approximately 56 inches. So you need to 56 chains, 56 chains. So that means that for me, I'm going to have to chain 56 to get to 20.5 inches. Mind you, when I chain 56 and I decide to stretch it out on my measuring tape, it might not be up to 20.5 inches. But because this half double crochet V-stitch has a really good stretch, by the time I finished my rows of half double crochet V-stitch, when I finish one of the panels and I stretch it out, it is going to stretch out to 20.5 inches. This is why it is very important to do a swatch, because with the way it is now, if I just decide to go ahead to do a chain that stretches out to 20.5 inches, by the time I finish the project, the panel is going to end up being wider than 20.5 inches, and that is simply because the half double crochet V-stitch is a very stretchy stitch, coupled with the fact that I'm using a very stretchy yarn. So now that I've explained what a swatch is, you know that for me to do the first panel of my skirt, I'm going to chain 56, and then I'm going to do the half double crochet V-stitch back and forth until it is as long as my trouser length, which is 40 inches long. So that's just what you have to do. This is the first panel I showed you guys earlier. This is the first panel, and that was just what I did. I chained 56, then I started going like back and forth, then I did that till it was like as long as I wanted it to be. This is the second panel, and I'm like halfway through with this, so I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm just going to keep working my rows of half double crochet V-stitch till it is as long as I want it to be, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to join both panels together. Okay. Hi guys, so I have finished working on the two panels, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to be showing you how to join it. All right, so it's time to join the sides of the skirt, and the part where you're joining is where you're going to put the fringes. Okay, so you want to make sure that the skirt is well aligned. You want to make sure it is well aligned, so you can see that it is well aligned before you start joining. And you want to start joining from the point where you started here. So you reattach your yarn like this. You reattach the yarn, then do a single crochet. Okay, so I want us to take a moment to really study this skirt. So you can see that there are some holes in this skirt. Look at, this is the hole, this is another hole, this is another hole. Then in between you have a closed part. This is a hole. You have a closed part. This is another hole. You have a closed part. This is the hole. So these holes you can see are our area of concern, because that is where the main joining will take place. So this is how you want to do. After you have reattached your yarn and you've made a single crochet, the next thing you want to do is to, on that same place where you reattach your yarn, you make a single crochet in that hole like this. After you make a single crochet, chain 2, then you move to the next hole, which is this one, and into this hole here too you do a single crochet. You chain 2 into the next hole, which is this one here. You do a single crochet, chain 2, you move to the next hole, which is this one here. Okay, do a single crochet there, chain 2. Look, this is the next hole. So that's what you're going to keep doing. You just chain 2, look for the next hole, and do a single crochet there. So you're going to keep doing this till you get to the end of the skirt. But for me, I'm not going to do it till the end because I do not want the both sides of the skirt to be covered. There won't be room for me to move properly, so I'm just going to stop joining somewhere around here so that there can be like a little slit at the lower part of the skirt for me to move easily. So as you can see, I have done this other side, and here you can see that I stopped joining at this point. I stopped joining at this point to leave a little slit, you can see. So I'm just going to join to this part, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to attach the fringes to the skirt. Guys, so I have finished joining it and I stopped here. Okay, I did not join it all the way to the end. So after you join it, you would notice that all those places where you chained to, there are spaces there. Look at, these are the chain twos, chain 2, chain 2. So this is where you're going to be inserting the fringes. So making the fringes is quite easy. So you're just going to, because me, I do not want the fringes to be long since it's going to be on the side of the skirt. So I'm just going to measure about 8 inches. Then from there, I'm just going to roll it like that. Okay, can you see? I'm just going to keep rolling it. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more crochet tutorials like this, kindly subscribe to my channel and also send to your friends who you think might want to watch this tutorial. So you're just going to keep rolling and rolling, and when you feel like you've rolled enough, you cut it off. You cut off the yarn. So you just cut it off. So you're just going to cut these places to create the separation. You want to separate all the strands, and then you go to the other end to cut it off. Separate all the strands. Make sure you're not missing anyone out. Okay, so for me, because the strands are, oops, I left this one out. All right, so because the strands are fat, I'm just going to take 2 strands each. But if you're using like a thinner wool that has thinner strands, you can take up to 4 strands. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 strands, and I'll take the skirt, go into the first chain 2 space, I'll insert my hook like this. Okay, and then pull this one inside. So this is what I'm going to have. So all I need to do is just bring this tail in and tighten. So I'm going to show you guys that again. 2 strands. This is the next chain 2 space. Insert my hook, pull the strand in, and then in the space I'm bringing the tail and tighten it. So I'm just going to keep doing that. So that is how simple making this skirt is. When you finish joining the panels on one side and you finish putting the fringes, you do the same thing, the exact same thing on the other side of the panel. And that is it. That is all about the skirt. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want more tutorials like this. Don't forget to ask your questions and also let me know other tutorials you'd like to see. See you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.